Like, what is it that Sharife Cooper hasn't done that I can say he should do to say that he's done it all?
He won that championship. That was it.
Everything. He's done everything. He's scored a lot of assists.
The only thing that can cap off his career is becoming Mr. Basketball.
So why is it that when I watch Juwan Odom, did I feel like he's the best player? Every time I watch Juwan Odom play, I feel like I'm seeing something special. Like I'm seeing something that I'm not gonna maybe not see again. I said that for a long time. BJ Boston was my favorite high school player in Georgia. I don't get that feeling that I'm seeing something I'll never see again. Yo. It's the Love of the Game podcast. We back. We in the building. It's Thursday night. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's been a minute, man. It feels like it's been like, I feel like it's been like 3 weeks.
Nah, I feel the same way.
Since we jumped up. I'm gonna say something. It's gonna piss Lock off. Man, hey man, two times a week might have been a sweet spot, Lock. I don't know.
Here you go.
I don't know, Lock. 2 times a week, Sunday and Thursday, man. It felt like might have been a sweet spot, dog. We might have to kick off and give them a couple extra every now and then. Maybe not always, but
man, we gotta do the reaction show. We could have did a reaction show for Soulja Boy and Bow Wow, but I know y'all old heads ain't watch it. So,
hey, we could do a reaction show for we could have did a reaction show for the GHSA team camp.
Nah, most definitely. I feel
think that was good enough.
I definitely feel that.
I think we could let's get to. We got a couple of announcements though. For one of them, I gotta wait for Bryce, because I was told to get on Bryce's head specifically. So,
oh man,
but the other announcement, man, we gotta welcome the OG officially, man. We just made it official.
Yes, sir.
Baseline to Sideline. Officially teaming up with Love of the Game podcast.
Appreciate it.
And will be officially our fourth host on the show, man. Well, I appreciate you being able to come on and join us, bro.
I appreciate that. And look, and since it's July 1st, I am available for any advertisement and any situations for the NIL, name, image, and likeness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we could go ahead and start advertising for that'd be great.
I need to get some coaches that's willing to really talk about this and help me understand how I believe this is going to change the landscape of college basketball, but I want to know from their perspective, because what I've been hearing whispers of, but I don't know the details of how it works, that colleges are already meeting with marketing and ad agencies.
Yeah, but the school can't help you.
The school can't help you.
No.
Interesting.
The school can't help you.
So are they just educating themselves on?
Yes.
And I don't snitch on nobody.
No, yeah.
They're just educating themselves on how.
I mean, there's even a school that is outsourced the information just so that they can give their athletes some education. I've seen some other schools prepare some pamphlets, and even I will say this because she put it out publicly. Dawn Staley even made a great point that whatever they accept, whatever the athlete accepts, their Pell Grant money going to diminish. Is going to hit them pockets. And then there's a possibility that if you are a dependent of someone, their tax bracket might be affected.
Okay, so they left those details out.
Oh no, I got a whole chart of things that they got going on that you know, I found that one of my guys put up, and I was like, dude, I've been just trying to read it. Like, you can't. Some of the obvious things, like Locke can't go to pinups and get, you know, advertisement from them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying he just can't. I mean, that's considered illegal. You can't go to a CBD shop.
Hey, bro, I'm a Blaze type of guy.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go to a CBD shop and ask to promote their stuff. That's illegal based on just school policy and NCAA rules in terms of, you know, things that you can consume. But but if you had clothing designs or clothing companies, yeah, you could get that as long as, let's say, whoever is, let's say, the biggest donor at Georgia Tech, you can't go to anything that those schools already have in place with that business. So you can't, you know, let's say if Kroger's got something going on with either of the schools, you can't go to Kroger's. All right. You can't go to this spot or that spot that is associated. You can't go to Nike. You can't go to Adidas to try to get some stuff. So it's tricky. And then you also got to think that some of these coaches, they're gonna be like, yo, I don't want you to put all that time into that. We trying to have a season. We trying to
yeah. Can't put your focus on that. I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, coach, I understand you trying to have a season, but I'm trying to get this money. Trying to get this money, coach.
You're right. But here's the thing, though. The unrealistic thing is, if I'm going to use a name that obviously was here in Atlanta, if Anthony Edwards comes out and says, yo, I'm available for that, you know you're going to have the people backing up the truck to give them whatever they can. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got guys that average 2 points a game talking about, yo, I'm available for advertisement.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
Yeah, but some of them seem to be getting them though.
No, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what they're getting and how much, but
you know what I mean. But if they're getting something, it's like, what are they getting? And then eventually, you got to think as a business. You know, and again, I've been in a few different conversations with listening and paying attention. But the one thing I said that was said in one of these rooms that I was in is the return on investment, the ROI.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what you gonna get. You know, so there's so many things that I hope there are many young people as well as the adults in their circle that are reading this, and even at some point getting it to a lawyer to read it for them, to be able to get through the jargon, because
because I heard you can sign away your image and likeness forever if you're not careful.
Again, that's why I said read the small print, because everybody's looking for the dollar signs.
Yeah,
which is natural, but we got to look at the bottom line.
Image and likeness 360.
I saw two kids from the Atlanta area today, both post ads for candy.
Yeah,
both of them I know.
And that's great. And again,
I don't know.
And if those candies aren't
right,
and if those candies aren't with the school advertising with the school, you know what I mean? Like that's just something that they're gonna gain an advantage on.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the question that it made me think about. What up, CB? This is the question that it made me
think. What up?
Yeah, hey, that's the real OG'd up, boy.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Would you rather be overpaid, or would you rather be overpaid or underrated?
What rap
and I
line?
say that to say this. No, that I use that in business a lot.
I know, but
because this
said that too, like Jay-Z or something.
did they? Oh, well, I mean, you know, they copy off me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
But hey, I got smoke, Bryce, but we're gonna get to that later.
Oh,
Here you go. Here you go.
dun, 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 dun.
I do. Hey, so my question is: we all know, and I don't want to call out nobody's name because these are kids we talking about. We all know the famous kids that can't play.
Hold
Kids who
on.
Yeah, we know quite a few.
You talking about the
Come on
Instagram?
now.
You talking about the Instagram players? That's the new name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They Instagram.
all the TV guys, all the overtime guys, the famous kids who can't play,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Whose hype is way higher than their actual game is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question. With this image and likeness rule now in place, would you rather be the overhyped kid that can't play, or the kid that actually really got a chance to go?
I think it
I
depends.
don't want to be the overhyped kid because I look at situations like Seven Woods. We thought Seven Woods had one of the best mixtapes ever at 14. Now he
I
went
think I
from,
would rather be.
huh?
I think I'd rather be him. With this rule, I think I would rather be him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, he's got.
I think for him, I think that's actually a good person to use because we can look at what his trajectory was coming out of high school. We would say, damn, they do like he probably can go to the NBA. So now we've seen him, he's traveled a few times, and now he's at Morgan State.
Yeah.
But for him, if I were him at the opportunity of where he was really popping, he could have made off like crazy because you know there's no guarantee that you go to the league. So he's so popular, his mixtapes and his highlights are so popular. He's who knows how much money he could bring in as a young kid and put in his savings account. You know what I mean? So I think there's different ways to look at it. And I think most parents and most people, and honestly, that's the way I kind of feel about it now too, because I feel like a lot of our kids just standing back and watching, and just looking at tournaments and looking at things, I feel like a lot of kids are exploited.
Yeah.
I feel that. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the way I feel. Like you have media guys that are doing camera stuff now, like it's crazy. It's the business is crazy. Everybody's making money, but the kids are the ones that play all day long.
No.
So if I'm a 7 Woods or a Mikey or whoever you want me to be, hey, bro, cut the check.
No, I agree with that. Cause
Hey, look
Jelly
at
Fam,
Jelly Fam would have
Jelly
been
Fam could have made big boy money.
Jelly Fam would have made $1 million. Let's put it at that.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
More is exactly right.
So,
Yeah.
I frame it that way of would you rather be those guys or the solid college player that comes in, averages 15 to 17 points a game, you know, has an opportunity if they continue to work to maybe go to the NBA, but they're good. They're, you know, second team all conference, good, or maybe first team in some leagues, good, right?
Yeah.
But that player don't have the same opportunity to make the same money off the floor and
let's say
Woods that, you know, like
here's a key word you said, maybe. So even if I'm the famous
go ahead, Bryce.
Even if I'm the famous kid and I still don't make it to the league, I've already made more money than the kid that might have been a better college player, but still didn't make it to the league. But I got $1 million in my pocket for my family, at least, you know what I mean? Or I can go pay for college now if I want to go back to school. Like I have different options now. I have so many different options. I can start a business. I don't have to play basketball anymore. I can do whatever I want to do.
That's a valid point. You know, but again, just like any business or anything, I just hope they're surrounded by a good circle of people, and sometimes they won't be. Who's going to take their money anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what level it is. It doesn't matter where they get to. I mean, and those options do need to be readily available, you know, and I just hope for honestly a lot of these college athletes, because I think a lot of times it's based on when we're talking about Instagram, a kid like Mikey, if he happens to step on campus one day, dude, he's going to have more followings in the school than the entire basketball program, no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
You know, Zion had that when he was at Duke. So, you know, those are the things that people do need to be mindful of when kids end up going to school. It's conversations that people, you know, going to go from, oh yeah, how's the gym, how's your locker room, how's your food, how's your uniform, to, yo, how can we do this name, image, and likeness? So those are just a lot of conversations.
And now, Dre, if it was a deal that was like not that significant, like some candy or whatever it was, then obviously I'd want to be the better college player. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I think, and I think too, like the other point that Rob brings up is that you got to be careful. Although I would always choose to be overpaid, right? I'm gonna bet on myself, right? I'm always going to choose, but you're playing a dangerous game because, you know, like he said, that ROI has to come eventually, right? Like nobody ever is going to pay you more money than they can make off of you, right? So you have to find ways to drive value, I think. But and that touches on Locke's point. I think coaches are going to say, man, look, you know, because to drive value, what I think players are going to start doing is, I'm going live on IG with this product. I'm going live on YouTube. I'm going to show behind the scenes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that to continue to drive that ROI. I got to get this product in front of your face now more frequently than I would. I'm going to tweet more frequently. I'm going to post more frequently than I normally would to do that work, to get my bread and to drive that ROI back to that company. At this point, there are metrics that, you know what I mean? Like college kids, college basketball players are now going to start talking about impressions, right? Like they're going to start talking about the amount of streams and looks.
But here's something else that, you know, a lot of people don't realize is going on is you have international kids who won't be able to benefit from this.
Wow.
International kids they get no dollar signs behind this. Now, you know, again, there's somebody will find a loophole, and again, I've been privy to a lot of good conversations, and just understanding how to maneuver through this space is what's going to make the difference. You know, because let's just take UConn basketball. UConn basketball is UConn basketball. You know, and girls basketball, women's basketball. And you're going to have people who are going to be like, yo, you got players. UConn's a great brand, but then I forget that her name is Paige, who she's up there at UConn. I mean, she could have made tons of money last year.
Paige Bucher, yeah.
You know what I mean? So she could have made tons of money. But unfortunately, so now imagine if there's another program who's on the cusp. They're still not getting to that championship level just yet, but they find a way to be able to help market their players in a way that they get paid. You don't think that's going to change the landscape of not only recruitment, but who gets what determines on players?
And that's what I was going to say. What if like your local car dealer is down the street and now they are somehow paying your premier players or recruits to do some campaigns on Twitter or pregame stuff. I don't know how it can work, but I feel like there's a lot of things that they're gonna happen now.
But like Bryce, like what we said earlier is that if that dealership advertises with the school, that player cannot be a part of that. They can't go solicit, and they can't be offered an opportunity to do any promotions.
So one thing that I think is interesting about this, and I would love your opinion on this because of where you're from. This could bring back college basketball in New York. There was a time when Syracuse, St. John, you know what I mean? Like you had that that basketball in the Northeast was
That
so
big.
heavy.
That Big East.
Well, now if all the ad agencies and the marketing dollars and the TV dollars are so heavy up there, there could be an advantage to where those schools in the Northeast become what they used to be. Now, granted, Syracuse never wasn't Syracuse, right? But Syracuse, I still believe, did kind of take a back seat to the Duke, the North Carolina, the Kentucky, you know what I'm saying? Some of those other schools.
They only took a backseat to them schools once they joined the ACC, because when they were in the Big East, they were considered, again, definitely the cream of the crop when they were there, because they're recruiting not only against the brand of North Carolina and Duke, but you're recruiting against the campus, where when they was, and not to say that they didn't recruit against Duke and North Carolina's campus when they were in the Big East, but when you're in the Big East and you can show them that the Carrier Dome is in the middle of campus and it is the place to be, and you have the Mello Center literally 100 steps from where the Carrier Dome is at, you're gonna have guys that are gonna come there, but then when you got to be like, okay, I'm recruiting the same kid that Duke may want to get from up here. Now a kid comes down to Durham, they're like, dude, this is a nice looking place. Like, why would I want to do the snow up in Syracuse? But in terms of what you're saying, Dre, with the advertisement, you have a lot of things, a lot of companies that I'm sure have been looking at this and trying to understand the loophole, because every ad agency is going to want to get something out of it. Every opportunity to make a dollar, someone's going to want to get a piece of it. So there are things that, again, I know a few people, or I've been in rooms where there are people who are trying to make it beneficial for the athlete and trying to learn the rules, because this all goes back to when Ed O'Bannon was on NCAA basketball, and we all need to salute him, as well as, Sonny Vaccaro for taking on the fight of being able to do this so that we can get to this moment. But again, it's a conversation where if individuals and parents, if they haven't been studying this, don't pay attention to it, like you mentioned, Dre, they can be giving up the name, image, and likeness for the rest of their life.
Yeesh.
And that's money that, you'll get for 4 years.
That's all like some TLC stuff.
But the NCAA will get forever. So it's, and I think as far as New York, like, I truly believe, like, New York, when I say is in the return, I mean, a lot of guys left New York to go move on to bigger and better things as adults. Then they happen to have kids, and those kids live in other areas like Georgia, but there are still guys out there. It's just so many other loopholes that are sometimes beyond the basketball world's control up there. When you're talking about, we just all came out of this pandemic, and I was up there during that time, and even sick. But then at the same time, like, you can't even get into a gym. You think it's hard to get into a gym here? Man, to get into a gym in up north, dude, you're gonna have to give an arm, a leg, and a kidney. And provide a vaccine shot. You know what I mean? Because it's just that difficult. I mean, I have a few guys I know that train up there, and they're training out of multiple gyms, and you got to do this, and so it just makes it difficult so that you can have some sort of success up there. But I feel there's some stuff that they got some kids that are on the verge. Just a lot of people haven't seen them just yet.
I'm waiting and watching to see what happens with this. I think right now it's a lot of speculation. I think within 3 years we'll see this shake out, and really, I think the coaches will have a handle on it. The programs will have a handle on how they're going to use it, and we'll start to see this really shake out in a big way. I just think it's dirt that the NCAA and everybody waited until the G League was really a valuable option for high school kids, whether people like it or not, that people are going. but it took that and overtime creating a league and all this other stuff to happen for them to do, for college basketball to do what they could have done decades ago and kept college basketball at the level that we grew up watching. They could have done this 20 years ago, 10 years ago at least.
Well, had they done it 20 years ago, the Fab Five would be loaded beyond belief right now.
Sure. Them and ULV.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, but man, let's get to the smoke. So I got a phone call before the show, and the phone call was like, "Yo, I need you to get it Bryce for me, dog." Bryce was talking reckless on Twitter about my guy.
I tweet that.
I need an apology.
That's
And I was like, "Yo,
Who?
what do you mean?" Bryce, DeJuan says he wants an apology for you talking about Chris Paul like that. Respect his guy.
Apology for what?
He said you were tweeting reckless about CP3. He said he saw your tweets.
Chris Paul be falling all over the place. That shit is annoying. That's all.
Hey, man.
I'm not taking nothing away from his game because Chris Paul nice. He Chris Paul, but all
Veteran
that,
moves, dog. Veteran
DeJuan
moves.
said he closed that out.
man, that
Veteran
should
moves.
be it, bro. But my thing is, if LeBron did it, everybody be like, "Oh, what LeBron always doing? He doing it." Man, nobody said nothing about what Chris Paul do it. He do that shit the whole game.
Hey, Chris Paul 6 feet.
No matter. Chris Paul,
Hey, man,
NBA Hall of Famer. What's the difference?
that boy going to the finals, man. Hey, DeJuan,
Honestly,
Hey, hold on. Didn't I call that Phoenix was going to the finals on here?
nah, I don't know about that.
come on,
I think I probably said it to a couple people. I think I called that. I think I called that.
man. Come on,
I
man.
said after they beat the Lakers.
You gotta run that back. I need proof.
Yeah, I don't know. I be giving you credit.
He do that shit, though. I don't know about that.
Toronto, I gave you credit, but I don't remember the Phoenix, bro.
They probably, honestly, I think Phoenix probably the favorite to win. They probably gonna win it all. They're the most healthy team. They the
Did you
deepest.
get Phoenix, Atlanta?
I think Atlanta might.
Hey,
Bryce hit him with the
man, you know what, man?
It's gonna be tough for them to get a game in Milwaukee without Trae Young. Even
Well,
though Giannis ain't playing.
Milwaukee ain't got
Giannis,
Giannis, yeah.
they could do it. I'm not doubting them, but I'm just saying, but we'll see. I would
No.
prefer it to be Atlanta and Phoenix with a healthy Trae Young because
Yeah.
I feel like a healthy Trae Young is going to put a lot of pressure on Chris Paul to actually got to guard somebody. And then the Hawks, I'm about to say the Falcons. The Hawks wings actually are young too and can shoot and athletic too, and they have bigs too. So it will be a good matchup.
I just know if the Hawks make it to the NBA Finals, I'm going out that night.
And if the Hawks make it to the finals,
I'm
the
going out.
city of Atlanta is going to be insane.
I might go with you, Lock.
In
I'm out to celebrate.
Fuego. Like every club, every strip club, every bar, they gonna be out here.
I'm going out.
Hey, this AAU season been so stressful, dog. I think in July, Lock, I gotta catch you after live period, dog. I gotta go out with Lock one time.
How you stressed out and live period ain't even happened yet, bro?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all something between us right here and whoever is watching.
We
It's
already-
so good in June to see these guys just back with their high school team.
Yeah, I agree.
I was like, fuck July, bro. Like, I'm not doing it. This is fine. I'm good. I'm good.
But
Like,
Dre, when Dre see all them coaches roll up to watch Man Up, he gonna be out there.
I mean,
Ray got to crank it up this weekend.
I'm gonna do my job.
Dre, y'all playing this weekend too, Dre.
We are. I got to, man. I got to. I'm gonna do my job, man. I'm always gonna do my job. But no, seriously though, it felt good to see the guys that play with me go to their high school and play well. That was the thing that made me feel the best. Like,
The beauty about the first 2 weeks, which hats off to the Georgia High School Basketball Coaches
Yeah, great
Association,
job.
you know, for doing such a fabulous job putting that together. But you know, the beauty about that, it's like they, you know, watching kids with their team, and what I love about the team camp is when a kid take a butt chewing, there's no reaction. Whereas when he's on the AAU team, there's reaction, there's body language, there's this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Whereas when they with their high school team, bro, they gonna have to receive that, you know, and
Difference.
huh?
Why is there a difference in reaction between?
At times is on relationships. At times,
Hey,
it's on
that's what I want to
relationships.
know.
No. At
I
times,
wanna
in
know-
relationships. I mean, I've coached
I wanna
in the
know
high
how-
school level, just like some of y'all have, and it's just on relationship. Like there's times that I've gone to an AAU game and watch a kid who's played with us during the season not dive for a loose ball, but then all of a sudden he with the AAU team for no particular reason. You know what I mean? In terms of just there's no live period, no nothing, and they diving for loose ball. I'm like, yo, what's the difference?
I
You know what I
think
mean? What's the difference? And sometimes it's, you know, and I could, you know, you go, yo, we around you just as much in some cases. And I wasn't upset. I was just more of like letting them understand that, yo, I see you dive on the floor now. Cool, good job. But I'm gonna need to see that same energy when we back on the season trying to chase a region title or a state championship. Don't switch the energy.
yeah.
Keep that same energy. I want the parents to keep that same energy too. Why ain't y'all meeting y'all high school coach in the parking lot after the game and running down on your high school coach to go have a conversation? Why you want to meet us?
A lot of them
Always.
put that rule. Look, a lot of them put that rule out front very early. Like, yo, don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me on the
24 hours. 24 hours
Yeah.
after the game. You only talk to me 24 hours after the game because it's not going to be good for nobody.
For nobody.
Nah, man. Run down on your high school
I
coach,
think I
man.
gotta remind my parents about that coming up because I know I ain't tell them that in a long time.
No, I think too, another thing, parents spend a lot of money in AAU, and it's easier to go find another team.
Right.
So
Right.
you can they do that extra stuff so they could be on another team the same day playing, you know, in the same tournament playing with another team. You're not allowed to do that in high school in the team camps because you had to be enrolled. Well, every quote unquote, you're supposed to be enrolled in the school to participate in team camp.
Correct.
What about parents having less respect for the summer coaches?
Talk about it.
That's a great part. That's a real thing. You know what I mean? That's a real thing.
I think that's part of the issue too. And it's like, well, you know, if I act a fool out here and get back in your face, you know, I could lose my job too. It might end up on social media that you know, I backslapped you in the parking lot. So like I think that could be what it is. I think parents could have a lack of respect, especially for the parents in the last two classes, because they haven't had any live periods. They haven't seen it.
No, and that's valid. I mean, like you said, Dre, like so many parents, you didn't even know that they was there, you know, other than the occasional call by an official or something that upset them, or even if their child missed a layup. But half of them was just trying to understand, like, okay, why can't I sit over here with the coaches at? I mean, ain't nothing but plenty seats here. Where on the other side is crowded, and not realizing that jeopardizes everybody.
Yeah,
you know, in terms of seating arrangements. But Bryce, you that's a valid statement of being able to say, hey, you know, I don't got no respect for them, because I know I've seen it in Florida that you do have high school coaches are coaching AAU teams.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying that they don't deal with the same issues that have taken place here in Georgia or anywhere else across the country, but it seems to be less likely. And, you know, you don't have that many because, again, some of them are head coaches at prominent high schools that people may want to eventually go to. And everybody going to remember how you acted towards them on the summer circuit. Whereas, you know, here you got Bryce and many of you guys here on here that you do it because you do enjoy being around the kids and trying to help the kids. And people fail to realize that, yo, you on a volunteer basis.
Volunteer.
You know, no, you're not filling out a 1099 or a W-2 at the end of the season
Right.
to be like, oh, I've put in this many hours to coach, so this is what I want to reap back. And I think people, you know, parents need to understand that, and I'm sure there's parents listening who will eventually listen and smirk, suck their teeth, and be all like, yo, I get to do what I want. By all means, do it. But find another spot for your kid to do it at.
And you know why I feel they can do that? Because since they feel like they paid money, they got to say so. They got something to say.
And they don't.
I get it, but many of them, no. But look, I get it.
Hey, Bryce,
I get it, but many of them have gone to the Fox Theater and seen a terrible show. Ain't none of them run up on nobody to ask for their money back. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Those are the things. Like, yeah, they paid money there too. You know,
and people can sense when somebody. And Dre can attest to this because Dre was doing stuff with us like when we was back at Emory, and that was like my first time doing older kids. I think people can sense when this is your first time around doing something, and they will try you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they was running down on Bryce after every game.
Yeah, right down. And it's like, but I mean, that was my first time doing it. We weren't winning that much. You know, I had never experienced a live period.
I felt so bad for him.
It was
when you learn.
Yeah.
Bryce couldn't even get off the floor good before. It was like they had a line, like they were taking numbers, and they had a line waiting to talk to him. He couldn't even get off the floor, man.
That's what happens when them coaches are out. And you know, your life can change with playing time or you playing well or whatever the case may be. But you know, at this point, the kids that I coach, they know what's expected of them already. So, you know, minus a few things here and there that you have to tweak. But, you know, going into July, it's like there's no conversation. I'm not having a conversation with you.
Bryce, but even to add to what you're saying, and a lot of these parents, you know, again, those who smirking and ready to log off, just pay attention before you do. Coaches are paying attention to that. So when you realize that your kid might have been a full bucket playing and averaging double figures, and you got the stats on your phone that they averaging 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and you wondering why they're not getting no offer, they watching you.
Yeah,
they watching you run down on coach. They watching you act towards a referee. They're watching you too.
They know who your parent kid is.
Yes,
know who
yes. And the first thing they ask a guy like myself is like, yo, who they parents? And I'll literally point y'all out and be like this, yo, they over there. The one over there yelling. The one over there yelling with the hoodie on or with the hat on or, you know, just acting a fool, pacing back and forth. You know what I mean? Because again, this is an investment. Scholarships are investments. Okay. And you want somebody to take your 18-year-old child and make them an offer based on the fact of the 5 minutes to an hour that they watched your kid, and then try to do the intel to only then them realize that you as the parent is going to be trying to call the school, call the university, call the coach because you feel you've built a relationship enough with them to be like, yo, why my kid ain't playing?
My kid ain't playing, yeah.
I mean, I had a 6'8" kid go to a school in the area, in North Carolina, and I remember the kid calling me complaining about playing time. I'm like, dude, I'm not at practice with you. And I had the access to his head coach and the assistant coach. I never called them once asking them for playing time for the kid. Because I was like, it's not my business to be in there.
In that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and parents, you can't do that. Like, yeah, you can sit there and call a meeting with your high school coach, and yes, many of them will be gracious enough to have a sit-down meeting with you and talk to you about your child's playing time and everything like that. But there's a lot of times it won't be done that way. You know, it just won't be done that way, especially at the collegiate level.
Yeah, most times it's not done that way. Yeah. So, you know, I just think overall, I think the reason why people feel like they can run down on us or do that is because we are in the open. We don't have our own gym to where we can duck off into the locker room until 10:30, 11 p.m. at night and sneak out when the parking lot's clear. We don't have that. You're going to see me walk out to my car. You know what I mean? You're going to see me go in the hospitality room, wherever the case, but you're going to see me.
Yeah.
But and it's just like I think with some parents, it really is a lack of respect, and I think it's a lack of understanding. I really do.
Well, at the same time, too, Bryce, I feel like with a lot of them, not all of them, because I gotta say, I've partnered with some tremendous high school coaches this year, and we wouldn't be where we are as an organization without the work that they've been putting in as well. But in a lot of cases, parents are asking from us what the high school couldn't do for 3 years.
Right. In 1 day of practice or 2 days of practice a week and then a whole weekend of games.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey.
Like, I was talking to a parent.
Yeah, here saving lives.
Saving lives, bro.
I was talking to a parent today, and their kid is joining our organization. His first tournament with us will be this weekend. And I don't think she meant anything by it, right? She was just being honest with me, and I'm being honest with her. But I'm talking to the parent, and I said, well, you know me. I like to ask the question up front. What do you want? Right? Like, I know, well, I want my kid to get a scholarship, be able to go to college and play basketball. Okay, yeah, I know that. But what do you want? Right? If we get them an offer, what level are you willing to take? Like, and I gave her the example, I said, well, if I got Augusta, Coach Metris over at Augusta State to get on the phone with you right now, is that an offer that you would take? And the conversation was, no, we want to hold out for D1. And immediately I'm like, you're a rising senior. You've been in school for 3 years. You don't have it yet.
And most kids don't play at school like that anyway.
You're going to come to me for 3 weekends, and I'm supposed to be able to do that.
Change your life, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Change bad habits. You can't triple threat and rip through.
Right. And now, granted, I think the kid has a chance. I think he can be a really good player. And I told her, I'm not even saying that a Division I offer is not a possibility. I'm saying let's make this relationship between you and me realistic and understand that I've only got him for 3 weeks. And you're asking me to do what everybody else could not do in 3 years.
Why she ain't hold out for Morris Chestnut for a husband? She should have held out for Morris Chestnut as a husband. I mean, she out here holding out for Division I.
Oh man.
And Dre,
man.
And Dre, sometimes because I feel like I've been coaching for a long time at this point, a lot of it is psychology and a lot of it is mental mind games and how to communicate. A lot of times it's like, well, I'm not playing you to hide you from yourself. I'm saving you from yourself, because if I play you too much and you're not giving me that energy, you're not going to get an offer. So let me save you.
I had a player leave for that this year, Bryce.
They don't understand that. Like, if you go down the court for 3 or 4 possessions and you're jogging or you're not doing something productive, you're not getting what you want. You're not getting an offer. You're not going to get. You're not going to get it. So whatever position you are, if you're a 4 and you don't rebound, let's say it's we've gone up and down the court 3 or 4 times, shit. And for me, honestly, I can't afford for you to go down the court 3 times in live period and not rebound. So let's say that we on the 4th possession defensively, and you ain't touched the rebound, and you jogging, you gotta come out. And hopefully nobody saw that.
I had a player that I thought was terrific. I felt like his only problem was he wasn't in great shape. So rested, I feel like he played really well, but I felt like he would get tired quickly. And his way to handle that was to lower his energy level and try to preserve himself so he could play longer minutes. And
Can't do
anytime I saw that, I would just take out
Can't
because
do
it's pointless. Let me put you in. They like coaches don't care whether or not you're playing extended minutes. The only thing they care is are they seeing what they want to see when you play?
Are they seeing you play? Are they seeing you being productive? Why?
Let me tell you why that is so important, Dre. Because we went on a visit to Mercer about a month ago, and one of the kids that we have that played with Georgia Canes a couple summers ago is now a player at Mercer. And I was watching him work out. And mind you, this is intense workout. They've already done lifting for an hour, and now they're in the gym doing, stuff for an hour on the floor, drills on the floor. And the head coach, I remember this. Like I was looking right at him, and the head coach says, "Come on, Jovan, like come on, whatever. You're dropping back down to that level again." And he's talking about his energy level.
Yep.
And it wasn't on purpose. The kid is going hard. The kid is locked in. He's trying, but like you have to stay at that certain level.
Mm-hmm.
Kids don't understand.
Like
when you to college, they'll strap a heart monitor to you, bro. You don't fake it to see how hard you're going. They'll strap a heart monitor to you and to see how hard you're going. You can't fake that. So you better be used to whenever you're on the floor playing at a certain level, a certain speed. But yeah, we lost a kid due to that. But I always try to keep the communication clear and make sure that there's an understanding of expectations and all that. And again, I don't think that lady, we had a good conversation about sub D1 offers and the value of them and just making sure that her son got into school. Got a great conversation. And I think it's going to be a good relationship. But like, they have to understand, like, you can't pull more out of us than you're getting from your high school. Yeah, for sure.
And that always bothers me because it's like, all right, I'm with you for a few months. You've been with these guys 3 or 4 years, and you expect me, like you just said, I get you something that you didn't have. But now you're not even appreciative. And he's like, okay, your high school coach or whoever didn't get you this. I got you something. But you expect. I'm like, beggars can't be choosers. You're begging for a scholarship. I got you a scholarship. Now you're trying to choose the scholarship like the one you want. And it was like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And
it's like, and I told the parent, I'm like, what you, like you just said, what are you asking the parent, what are you looking for? I told some AAU teams are not for development. I'm sorry. Or some AAU teams just for exposure.
Yep.
Like, and I give it a prime example. The Smyrna Stars, a big name program. They probably developed kids over the years, but they're known for getting kids their last senior year and then putting them in schools.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're not for development. They're just there for exposure. And I think some parents have to realize, like, well, do y'all got this on y'all? Do y'all got a Verdi mats? Do y'all got trainers and stuff? And I'm like, is that our job? Like, you have to pay to get developed. People don't know it costs to make a player nowadays. That is barely natural.
There's some high schools that don't got the gun. So what you see asking the AAU program about the Vertimax?
Yeah.
You're on mute, Bryce.
I'm late on what Locke was talking about, what he was saying, but I know what he's talking about. And I want to say every kid in the past 3 summers.
Oh, Bryce about to get something good.
No, I'm just saying every kid
down by 20.
Yeah, they're smacked. They're getting smacked. Every kid in the last 3 summers who faithfully was honest about paying their fees and honest about taking their training seriously and investing and played in live period got a scholarship. Some of them got multiple scholarships. I don't know if it's a karma thing. Some people try to get over, but I can go down the list and look at every kid that I have had the last 3 summers and say, And look, this is not about anybody making money. Like it's not about money. It's about that we have to pay for events and things like that and practice time and jerk. It's just about basic accounting. But the kids that always have taken care of business and done what they were supposed to do, the karma, for some reason, has always worked on their side.
I tell parents all the time, Bryce, I have 2 kids that play in our organization.
Mm-hmm.
I pay full price for both of my kids.
Right.
Crazy as hell.
And I pay the same price as all the parents in our organization, bro. Like Bryce said, it's basic math. It's accounting. Like that money got to come from somewhere.
Terrell Ard Jr. paid all of his fees. So, and the reason that we were able to go from the throwback jerseys to the Nike jerseys was in part because of them. Now, guess what? What happened? And of course, he was investing in his training and going two times a day and whatever he had to do. What happened in April? What happened in July? Marcus Foster's dad handled his fees, $650, $700. Not talking about that much, just enough for us to get by. He also went to Swain. He trained. He did what he had to do on his part. Guess where he is?
From
and I can go on and on and on about them. So, and I'm not saying I understand that everybody's different. We're coming off a rough year where a lot of people lost their jobs and things like that. So I do get it. I understand that. All I'm saying is the kids and the parents that were honest and took care of business always reap the benefits of some type of free education.
There are some kids in our program, and I'll say the same thing, that
yeah, I don't know, Dre.
Yeah.
If I'm paying full price for my kid, he's definitely starting, and he definitely ain't coming off the floor. Especially not in July.
And he got the Twitter package.
All that. Hey, we gonna run that man feet off his ankles in July, boy. Hey, you see how much I'm over here paying for you, boy? I'm over here paying for $1,300 for you. Oh, nah. Coming off, I don't give a shit if you throw that ball away 3 or 4 times a game, boy. You gonna get this work in.
Pay full price, big dog.
Hey.
But
I respect it though, Dre.
Yeah, I respect it.
I respect it.
Like Locke said, shit, we be out there on the $400, $450 plan.
But no, that's the thing. There are some kids like you, Bryce. Like I talked to Dorian Douglas's mom this week, and so happy that things went great for them. So I can't wait to post about where Dorian's going.
For real, finally,
it went great.
That's
but I talked to them today, and they committed early, paid their fees in full, and trusted us. And like I told her, I told you from the beginning, I'm not gonna let them fail. I'm not. And we've been through hell with his recruitment, all kind of crazy stuff.
For the
hell, right? And that kid, but when you're honest, like Bryce said, and when you are upfront, and when you're taking care of your own business, I can call Dorian at any time. FaceTime Dorian at any time. I'm sweating. He's working. Those are the type of kids that you are more than willing to go the extra mile for. Like you said, Bryce, it's good. It builds up good karma, man.
And to go a little deeper into it, because I clearly see I've had these thoughts. I think about this.
Go there. I can tell it's old.
Get it off your chest, son. Get it off your chest.
Hey, my boy been catching it the last few weeks.
Get it off your chest.
Listen, I also feel like
take your time, preacher.
You've been doing it for a certain number of years, and you've had a certain level of success.
Oh,
go ahead.
Here it comes.
You are worth that person paying to play.
Talk to him.
Like, let's not get it confused. I don't give a shit who you are, unless you Scoot Henderson. You know what I mean? Like, there's very few people. Like, okay, and what I mean by that is, if you go play on EYA Sports, we know that, or because he's been doing it for so long, he has an X number of kids in college, that he has a database of college coaches that call him every spring and summer.
Yeah.
So for that, I am worth your child paying to play on this team.
No, most exactly. Because you're not obligated to call those coaches. Because I feel like people be wanting to hand out
us. They're gonna call us every time.
Yeah.
Whereas the new program, I can say, okay, man, I'm a new program, and we just
got to reach out. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I don't have those connects. I've never had a kid go to college like Tate Watson. Tate Watson was one of the first guys I had to go to college. Like, we had to finesse some things. You know what I mean? Like, but now it's like, we worth those. You know what I mean? They're gonna call. So what makes you think that you are better than not paying your fees like everybody else? But you're going to want offers, and you're going to want more than everybody else.
I think Bryce is touching on something important too, because I've been telling kids here lately to, hey man, hold that shoe team accountable like you hold us accountable on the independent side. That's right. Like, don't just go over there and be happy to be there. You weren't here just happy to be here. Right. Hold them accountable like you hold us accountable. How many offers they get you?
Hey man,
what do they do?
And to be honest, some of them EYBL kids are paying something. Everybody's not playing for free.
They probably paying a couple $100, $300 or something.
Yeah. But you know.
That's just my thing, man. I've been thinking about that, and I just be like, bro. That's why I'm like, we ain't had no conversations. Ain't no meet me in the parking lot. It ain't no, can I talk to you? None of that shit. None of that.
We have my boy hemmed up in the corner at McKitchen.
You having me hemmed up, bro? No, we ain't doing that no more.
Hey, Lock, every night after the event, dog, I'm just gonna meet you at the car, bro.
Hey,
we going out.
Call mine.
we going out, man. After every event, we going out.
Like, I'm with it. It's going down. You see how many events going on in that first live period?
Mm-hmm.
You have Under Armour. You have the Best of the South. You have On the Radar. You have the coaching clinic, and you have the JUCO events.
Damn, it's JUCO events too.
Yeah, the JUCO report from Chris Watkins and Corey Black.
It's gonna be about 300-400 college coaches in town that week.
That shit's gonna be crazy.
Bananas.
You're gonna be dumb.
That's why we not playing this weekend, and we're gonna try to go all out next weekend. Hey, somebody gonna have their legs. I'm trying to tell you, we're gonna be running into them legs fall off, boy, my guy, on Sunday night. I don't know if we can make it back for live session 2, boy. That man played 30 games in 3 days, boy.
Live session 2 and 3.
Right. Hey, we playing 15 games in 3 days, my guy. Hey, I hope y'all ready. Shit.
Appreciate that, AJ.
Hey, man, we're gonna get it in, man. It's gonna be good.
That's tough. That's
you know what's crazy? I tried to log on today and do the roster, and it's been so long, I did not know how to do it.
You forgot?
I couldn't figure it out.
It's been over a year.
It's been a long time since I did that NCAA roster, and you got to add them, and they got to go accept it. I'm like, yo, I forgot what this shit even look like. I'm so used to doing the little spreadsheets.
Hey, we're gonna do the 100th episode.
What we gonna do with that?
100th episode will be at an undisclosed location.
Is it going to be open to our open to people to come and watch, or are we going to just do live record it?
I think it should be open to a select group of people. I think maybe rotate guests or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. This is 95.
Damn.
Yeah. It's not coming at a good time with it being live period.
Hey,
how many shows you think we're gonna get in July?
Oh, you're gonna get the 5.
You think we're gonna get a show every Thursday in July?
Listen,
We
you're not
play
gonna get it
Thursday.
Sunday.
We
Are they
play
making
it
Thursday.
We got practice on Thursday, play on Friday.
No,
They
the
make
tournament
us play
starts
Thursday.
next Thursday.
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
They're making us
Oh,
play
then
Thursday.
you might. We might listen. I ain't got a team to worry about, so I'm.
Well, you and Drake can hop on. You and Drake can hop on. Yeah.
I'm gonna be out there coaching and campaigning.
Hey, there's two people in Atlanta that if they had to run for mayor of basketball Atlanta, Locke.
No.
Hey, Locke.
Lock
and
knows
Ride
everybody.
Out, and Ride Out. Them two. listen. Locke and Ride Out would be campaigning to win mayor of basketball Atlanta. I don't know if you ever seen.
You gotta I think you gotta throw Mark Edwards' name in that shit. Too.
No. Okay, yeah, maybe Mark Edwards.
Mark in LA.
Yeah, he is in LA.
But Locke will dap up any and everybody, and then he'd be like, "Yo, you know him?" And he'd be like, "Let me introduce you to my guy." And I'm like, "Bro, I already know him, bro. I already dapped him up or whatever." This man will talk to everybody in the gym. Ride Out will have tweets and his Twitter campaign going crazy.
Hey, I love Locke say, I'll be like, "Hey man, like, who that is?" "Oh, you don't know such and such?" "Oh, that's my guy." Hold on, Locke. How many of those do you have, bro?
Exactly.
That's my guy, bro.
Hey, see, that's why you got to hold him accountable, though. Because if that's my guy, and the coach end up don't really offering the kid or something happen, that's when you got to pull his card.
It's a select few that I say my guy.
Man,
it's a select. Now I might say I know him.
Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Nick, Presbyterian.
Oh, that might do.
Andre Cincinnati.
Hey, I knew Andre when he was at what's the D2 Andre was at? Dang, I forgot. But I seen Andre come up.
Is that your guy? Yes or no?
Oh yeah.
Dre, name somebody. I'm trying to think of somebody else.
Anybody?
I got one. Your boy who used to be at Kennesaw State, who's now at Austin P.
Oh, Coach Cotton.
That's your guy?
We cool. No, I rock with Coach Cotton, man. He got his kids play for McEachern, so I always try to check out his boys.
Yeah. Hey, his son is good, bro.
Yeah. He was watching.
Yeah. But see, the people, them Division I guys, the guy I roll with, I roll with Coach Garrett.
Yeah,
East Georgia.
That's your guy. That's 4.
Like I ain't got, of course I rock with Rico Dawson.
Curvin.
Oh, snap. He called me earlier today, too. You just reminded me.
Man, hey.
Damn, he called me. I completely was busy. He called me at 1:00.
The ones I really call my people are the ones who gonna literally, like Coach Mohan. That said, dang, my Coach Mohan.
McNeese.
Yeah, McNeese. He's one of those guys there. I probably call my guys because and small that was at Iowa State. Those guys and Ben Fletcher and like Persian, them guys would call me.
What about Solo?
This man got 30 best friends.
You say what?
Solo,
my dude. My dude just got Pine Bluff and my shop. But I'm saying those guys would call me just to check on me. Like that's the relationship. Like, and Huff, you gotta say Huff. Like those guys, they don't call me, ask me about players. They're literally call me, hey, I'm in the city. What you on tonight? What you getting into? Let's go grab a drink. Or when I'm in their seat, or when I'm at the Final Four, they take care of me. Like, well, Andre, when my first Final Four, Andre stayed. It was we was out there for 3 days. For 2 days, I stayed with Sean. The last day, Andre gave me his hotel because he flew out. So it's like I build that relationship with them, and they look out. So when you look out for me, I'm gonna look out for you.
Did you take advantage of that last day at the hotel?
I take advantage of all my hotel rooms. You should. You out of anybody on this show, Bryce. You.
I will be nowhere near this side.
I gotta add another person.
If I go to Vegas this summer, I guarantee you I will.
Hey, I cannot believe you can't believe you tried to roommate with Locke. I can't believe you even tried that.
I had to, you know what I'm saying? I just had to get a quick getaway. You know, it was a couple of years ago. Money was a little different back then, so I had to just go. You know
I told him, bro, he might
I
get
would
his own.
never do that again. Bro. This man, I was in. Yeah, we're not gonna go down that.
But you know who I add to my list? Marietta High School.
That's your guy.
Hey, this might be the home of the freshman U, August 28th.
That's a good spot. It's convenient because I am not driving to Central Gwinnett.
Man, whatever. He go. Hey, Mondre can't even give us our shirt. Literally, I went to Marietta for one weekend. They gave me shirts.
Hey, Dre, did you notice that this guy reactivated his freshman U account today to post
my account was never deactivated.
Hey, this man ain't posted on his fresh U account in probably like 3 years. I always thought he'd jump back on Dre Young commitment and his throwback picture of freshman U.
Hey man, I'm happy for Dre Young, man.
Hey, that is a great move. Great move. Great.
His dad, the smartest man in Georgia right now.
That was a great move. And if you've seen Troy play, they have a great schedule.
Talk about that, Locke.
Talk about it, Locke.
Dude, he just took advantage of the situation. This Dre went to Troy. They didn't see him during the live period. He actually went to the camp, the elite camp.
Oh, elite camp.
He went to the elite camp, shot 8 threes in one game.
That sounds like him.
And so during live period, I talked to his dad. The Troy staff was right there, the entire staff watching him. And he played really good one game against one of the top teams. I guess one of the teams from Florida. I can't remember the name. Matter of fact, Dre, I think you was doing that game.
Chambers. Yeah, really good game.
Played really well. So I honestly was thinking he's going to get more looks. You had Bruce Pearl. You had a lot of high major coach. He maybe had like a 28-point game. Shot it really well. Played hard. Got a lot of stuff done. So I already was thinking, okay, he's going to get more offers, but I don't know if he did or he didn't. But he took advantage of his situation where Troy's in the Sun Belt, good situation. They was on him heavy. So I feel like now he doesn't even have to play in live period. He can, but now he can really focus on his high school season because he got his recruitment out the way. And he's going where he showed love first.
It'll be interesting to see
development.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bryce. You was talking about why Troy is such a good situation too, about how they play.
I mean, I saw them play this past season when I went to UAB and I watched them. And it's like, it's just the place that for a kid like him, he's going to have the opportunity. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it's above him or below him. It seems like the right spot. Like he goes in, he works, he can really get on the floor. You know what I mean? Whereas sometimes a kid goes too high and it's just like, man, I don't know. I feel like the kid has an opportunity to go in there and really contribute and probably be a point guard there for, some years to come. So, and it's also important to understand that he's a guard, he's a point guard, and he's smaller.
Yeah, he's on 6 feet.
Getting a Division I offer is very difficult. Mid-major at that. Very difficult. So you got to take it. You know what I mean? If they love you, you got to do it. Even for most kids sometimes there's kids that are 6'7", 6'6", they might get maybe 2 Division I offers. So it's just like, he listened. You can tell he got it good. He did his part by playing well. Obviously, he's coachable. He played well. He's coachable. And whoever was giving him and whoever was in his corner to help him, they made a really good decision by getting him out off the board, because now you got to understand too, it's just a lot of kids, man. It's saturated. You got junior college kids. You got everybody competing for what he just got.
What he just got, yeah. He didn't waste no time. It's funny for him to play for a high major high school. More Division I coaches are going to watch Pebblebrook.
Every year.
That would make it so much interesting, like so exciting, because most kids will wait. Oh, I pay for this powerhouse high school. I still have live here. Let me wait till I get something bigger.
Well, you better commit verbally. And get
But
it out.
he took advantage of his opportunity, man, just to see that, because Andre was a standout at the freshman U 2022 camp. We've been watching Andre for years.
He was on my team first year.
Yeah, he went, and then he got overshadowed because I literally forgot how good Andre really was.
He's good.
We played behind 4 or 5 seniors.
He's good, and he's aggressive too.
Yeah,
I was texting you during that game, during that Chambers game.
yeah,
getting shit done, bro.
No, like I said, you forget that. We always knew Andre was good, but playing behind Danny Stubbs, Tyler Shirley, Jamal Calais, different things like that, you forget how, now that the team is on his back, you like, okay, Pebblebrook, they don't have as much talent as they normally have, but they still got that top.
Honestly, Troy may have gotten a steal. The kid is good. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, I wanted him in the spring. I just couldn't make it happen. Kid, he can go.
I did.
Let me ask y'all this then. It's another kid.
I couldn't even get him in the gym though.
It's another kid.
I had him in the gym.
He's a former Kane back in middle school. I got the Bob Givens picture. Came in second place. A kid like Simeon Carter, who got offered from Kennesaw State, that's at Tri-City. Should he go ahead and commit?
I think Simeon could do the same thing as what he did. I think he could go ahead and play in a couple of live period events and say, hey man, if I don't get nothing, I'm out of there and be done with it. Simeon is really good too. Simeon might,
but like you said, he's a smaller guard as well.
He's bouncy though.
And I say, to me, I think that Kennesaw State offers a great offer.
Yeah.
They got Terrell Burden, and he's over there doing work.
And he'll probably be gone by the time he gets there.
Right. But it's another small guard in a place where a lot of people don't like small guards that has been successful. Terrell Burden's been successful. Outside of the injury, he was getting busy.
And you know what? I speaking of small guards, I think we're looking at a lot of these small guards, Trae Young included, and I think that it's time that people like leave that small guard. I'm not going to recruit or I'm not going to sign small guard things alone.
You hear that, Huff?
Honestly, I feel like guarding somebody like Trae Young at his size makes it more difficult to stay in front of him versus him being 6'3". Same thing with Simeon. Same thing with Dre Young. Them being that size and that aggressive and being able to get to the cup and shoot makes them that more dangerous. If you are 6'3" or 6'4", you might be a tad bit slower. Yeah, you could get your shot off maybe in the paint or whatever here and there, but the game is changing. And I feel like a lot of that you really need to evaluate the kids. So for Troy and Kennesaw State to throw those offers out to those guys tells me who pays attention to that stuff if they are watching the game. So and also said, like, okay, if they offered him and I wanted him, maybe he didn't play, and like Troy offered Dre Young and they got him, that makes me say, dang, okay, so we was on the same page. I knew what I was looking at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though the kid didn't play he doesn't play for me, like, okay, I know the kid's good. So I know that I'm not losing my mind. So I think it's time for let that go. Like, same thing with Chase Ballard. Like Chase Ballard, bro, like he's small, but he can go.
No.
This whole conversation about Dre Young makes me now think, what do we think happens with now Hillman and Kamai Young?
I think
it's the same thing they did with Danny Stubbs and their teammates when they start to kick that ball out to them and get them involved. Oh, I got mine. I'm good. You my guy. We've been working out for the last 3 years. Let me try to get you something now. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. I think
look, pass the sugar, baby. Everybody got to get a chance to drink.
And the thing is, I think they're going to do that because that game we did, Dre, not Niles, Kamai, he didn't hit a lot of shots. but some of those shots he didn't make. He normally makes. Now I want to see his shot selection get a little bit better. Definitely want to see his shot selection because he can shoot the ball. But I think once he gets his shot selection, like knowing what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, I think his recruitment will go up. Because now I'm not saying he's Tukey Brown, but he has that type of build.
Who?
As Tukey did. Kamai Young.
Yeah, he's thick.
Thick, strong, can score it.
Pause.
Huh?
Yeah.
He said what?
Pause.
No,
Hey, no, I'm not. I'm just saying I'm not saying he's Tukey. He has that type of build as Tukey.
I'm just saying, you got another grown man thick, bro. Like you got to pause.
Oh, you talking about Bryce?
I don't know,
Hey man, you know what they say about them Capitals?
Oh, and I'm LeBron. Yo,
Hey, Ray, how you put it on me? He the one who said he thick and strong.
I didn't say he was thick.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
You said that
damn.
man was thick.
I ain't even say he was.
Said that man was thick.
But hey, but then with Niles Hillman, I think he has to get more aggressive. He has to show what he can't get lost in the shuffle because Dre got his. We know Kamai gonna get his. Now I feel like Niles need to show what he can really do because I feel like we don't know what Niles can do right now.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see from now? I'd like to see him smile on the basketball court. He's a kid that I wonder if he's having fun. And I think he can play. I don't question his game. I mean, I had him for maybe 2 games or something or 1 weekend, and there was absolutely no question of whether or not he could play. He can play.
No, he definitely can.
He can play. Both of them can play.
Hey, let me tell you, people talk crap about him from going to Milton. Chase Cromier looks good with Milton. I don't care what nobody says. That
he's good. Period. He's just good. Period, though, bro. Like,
no, he's good, but people was on him. Y'all kept saying his dad want the ball in his hands, and okay, he's gonna be like the third person from Bruce and Kanan. Well, I watched them multiple games. He fits perfectly with those guys because if you need him to handle the ball, he can handle the ball. If you need him to stand still and make shots, he can do that as well. He can create for himself, and he doesn't mind sharing the ball.
Yeah.
I can't speak to it. You know, I did not watch.
I watched it. Who watched it?
Purposely, I did not watch a single Milton game.
Why?
Because I'm going to watch them a million times once the season starts.
I watched it half. Yeah.
I want to see teams that I wasn't going to see.
No, I had to watch it when they played that Heat. When they played that team out of Florida, I had to watch that.
Who, Dr. Phillips?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Milton. I didn't watch Grayson. I only saw Norcross once because I actually had to call the game. But those teams I know I'm going to see a million times during the season. So I was
able to catch other teams, but I had to catch Newton a little bit. Like, people keep saying it's sold with Milton. Newton's going to have something to say.
They got something to say, but they're not going to get him.
On the lowest of keys, right? If Norcross adds one shooter, I'm going to pick them to win 7A.
Oh no, but hey,
no.
But you gotta, but your eye looks like hey.
How all of a sudden,
hey, my boy, eye looking like Forrest Whitaker over there.
How all of a sudden you just never mind.
Go ahead, Brian.
Now all of a sudden you like saying that Norcross got what it takes to win?
That is a tough. Here's what I've seen, right? And I saw Green Forest do it. Green Forest is going to be tough again, but I saw Green Forest do it. When you have a certain amount of length, if you coach that team and get them to do things correctly on the defensive end, it can be tough to fucking score.
Who coached that defense?
If they defend the right way and if they're willing to play some zone and shit like that, it's going to be hard to score on no cross, bro. It's going to be hard to get a
They got length inside.
Yeah, they got a lot of length.
They got length inside. But my thing is, I feel like they just got a bunch of athletes.
Yeah, they got a ton of athletes length.
They got a ton of athletes. Because
they're gonna have to shoot the ball better, I think, from the wing.
You can't sleep on Birthmark. They got the best big man in the state. Malik Ewing is the best big man in the state.
He is.
Who's better, Dre?
He is.
Who's better?
I need to see him some more. He is.
They got it, but you gotta have some more. You gotta have more.
That kid can go.
He's tough. Yeah, he's tough. I don't know about that, but that ain't gonna be enough. You gotta have some guard play that can knock down shots. I'm not saying that they don't, but they do.
Right eyes are gonna be all right.
Hey, so I want to explain that because I don't want to make it seem like damn Dre on here hating on Malik Ewing. I'm not. I think the kid can play. I like him. It's just when I see him, sometimes I just question, like, is he playing as hard as he can play?
No, but you know why?
Is he really doing everything that he can do?
No, I think he's not, and I think he's better than what he's showing. But I think that's because he plays too much. When you play a lot, you're not. You know what I mean? Like that's where it rests in that mental that when you take a break and you're fresh, he's probably 20 times better than even what we know he is. Honestly,
I feel like that, Bryce. I feel like that, and that's why I pause, because if I put him against another big that's just going to run the floor and play hard and finish at the rim, if I put him against, matter of fact, I'm going to challenge you, Locke. He's not the best big man in the state.
Who you got?
Old boy for Green Forest is the best big man in the state. The 7-footer.
Okay.
Which of the two?
See, so he ain't no big man.
The big boy from Green Forest is not as skilled as Malik, though.
Hey, man.
No, I just think he plays harder.
Malik can be the most dominant player in the state right now if he wants to.
Key word there, if.
Yeah, it's big if.
That's why I think even like with this dead period, I think that helps him out. Because he can come back rested, and you know what I mean? Like that rest, that it matters.
Yeah, they playing every weekend.
They playing a lot, bro. And they play both live periods. Like you're not gonna see your best kid if you gotta play and he's constantly playing. He's tired. So
it's a team that I feel like people are going to sleep on this year. Alexander.
Yes, sir.
Man, you watched that game, Fonzo.
Yes,
Alexander,
sir,
got some shit.
I enjoyed watching them because they play hard. They got a lot of versatility, especially in their guard play. I mean, they're not as tall, but they definitely are long.
Call some names out, man.
How did Zion Fruster and the 6'6" kid look?
Who, Nelson or the other one?
Damn, I can't think of the kid name. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I just drew a blank. Hold on.
You did a write up on the kid.
Yeah, I know. I just drew a blank.
And the kid played at Creekside for me, which is even crazier. I know him. Now I can't think of his daggone name.
No, not talking about Noah.
No, not Noah.
Joakim Payne.
Yes, dude. He was intriguing to me because I watched and I sat there and I'm like, yo, first of all, who are these guys? And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's a team I don't get to see often. And I was just enamored by the amount of kids on that bench. So then when they line up, I'm like, dude, they're actually long and wide. They look exactly like most college programs when they're recruiting a certain style of player, long, wiry guys who can run up and down the floor, give you some stuff like the Noah kid. He's going to be special in that group of 2023s.
Yeah,
you can add him to the list of kids. You know what I mean? That's just the kind of yeah, he's poised. He kind of just runs the team as a true point. He's not like a big kid playing the point. He runs a true point. You know, then you have what is it? What was that Payne kid? Jakeem Payne. Yeah, like he's almost like the Swiss Army knife, you know, in terms of he does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know,
he's talented. He's talented. He can handle the
No,
ball.
he absolutely is. And then and the Zion kid, like y'all guy, like that's the first time I had seen him, and that's why I made sure I at least watched them twice to get a good understanding on who they were. That the game that we were watching, like I wanted to make sure it wasn't just an anomaly. Be like, oh, they just got it one time. Like I actually came back and watched them again. I'm like, this is a team that people are not going to talk about because there's nothing really sexy about them.
No, it's not.
Well, you know, most people tweet about the same players and the same kids, and
right. So that's why, I enjoyed going over to go watch them because I'm like, dude, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with as they come together as a team, as they do what they got to do, because it's just nice to see those three guards and plus the post guy inside. You know, because he's 25, I believe. You know, 24, 25. That he gave them some stuff that I go, as these guys try to figure it out this fall or right before, as they do workouts back at school and whatever they do individually off the court, and they're gonna give Alexander something that they haven't seen in a long time.
Zion, I think Zion, from coaching him and seeing him frequently and seeing other kids, he has one of the better mid-range or pull-up jumpers I've seen this spring or summer.
No, absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I want every kid and every parent in here to understand, like, Chris Paul's in the NBA Finals not solely because of his leadership and he's talented, but that Joker's mid-range jump shot.
It's nasty.
It's fluid.
It's nasty.
And that's where kids, as you mentioned about Zion, I mean, he's so quick that when he does decide to pull up for mid-range, dude, that kid is on the baseline before he can even, the kid defending him is backpedaling so fast to try to keep up with him that it gives him space to be able to shoot. And that's what kids aren't practicing enough of around the court. Some mid-range jump shots because some real pull-ups. Not that I'm gonna jack it from 3 and run and go chase it, but you know what I mean. Like it's literally let me pull up because that's one thing that was appealing to me. I was like, yo, this kid is not, and I was trying not to listen to Locke talk about him because he was talking about him. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna let him play, and Zion was. Like I said, he was impressive with his pull-up.
And he got bounced, too.
Yes, he caught me off guard with that one, too.
I don't know if he dunked him in y'all games or anything, but he can get up, too.
Yeah. Nah, it's like I said, that game, watching them play was refreshing in terms of just who they were in their length and everything like that. It was just fun to watch. And I'm a big fan of the team camps. To be honest with you, I'm a huge fan of the team camp.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, even though I would like to see the individual 100s come back, but
I don't think it's gonna come back.
I'm a big fan of the team camp. I'm so.
What else team that we didn't mention that we normally don't talk about here about that you thought was impressive, Fonzo?
Truthfully, like I got a chance to see like Lowndes got some size down there.
They do.
Repping for the South. They got
a big kid,
they got two. Yeah. They got two. They got a 22 and a 23.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That I'm just like, dude, especially if the 22 figures it out, oh Lord. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if he plays football or nothing like that, but they were impressive because again, these are teams that I don't get to see. Like, yeah, we could sit here and I could talk about the Dr. Phillips of the world and everything like that, and those guys get their normal respective pub, and they earned it because they definitely was the top team that first session. You know, the second session I caught just Sunday because I was in Alabama, but the first session, Dr. Phillips by far was the best team in the gym. You know, and I know there are gonna be some people like, yo, some Georgia teams. I'm like, I get it, but Dr. Phillips showed that they're good, and also Orlando Christian Prep. They had some stuff.
They had that freshman.
Yes, he was shooting forever. Michael Brown.
Dude, he held his own against Milton.
No, and that's what I wanted to address. That's what I want to address. And again, we're talking about little guards. People fail to realize that when you talk about a little guard, they got to find a way to be different, right? You know what I mean? They got to find a way to be completely different. And when you looked at OCP, when they stepped on the floor, you could have talked about every other kid but Michael Brown. And actually, someone had seen him the previous day and was like, you need to go watch him. And I was like, all right, cool. Because he kept raving about this little kid and how he was talking crazy mess to whoever was guarding him the night before. But then what does he do? As soon as he got on the court and happened to swing the ball one way, swing it, you know, they threw it right back to him, and he was maybe about a foot off the three-point line and shot it and nailed it. That was his first shot doing anything off the bench. I was like, okay, that's something to watch. Then he came down and hit the next one from the same spot that I told someone, yeah, he only finished with 12, but his 12 were efficient. He was 5 of 6 from 3-point range. You know, 5 or 6 from 3-point range against
numbers for a ninth grader.
Against some high quality players. This wasn't some backcourt on either one. He wasn't on court 1 or 12. He was on the main floor.
He was in that heat.
He was literally, you know how like when you grilling and that piece of meat fall on the charcoal? That's exactly where he was at. That's where he was at. You know what I mean? And he accepted it. You know, and that's why when people are like, well, my kid who's playing either on the back gym or is able to put up numbers beyond belief, is like, yo, why my kid ain't getting that offer? It's like, dude, this dude is doing it against guys that these coaches are recruiting.
Yeah.
You know, that these high major programs are recruiting. And you know, those are just, when you look at the grand scheme of things, kids like that took advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, Riley Kugel from Dr. Phillips, I'm not saying he wasn't a recruitable player, because he was, but nobody knew who he was. And having been down in Florida, I've seen him, even saw him play with a previous team. Now he's with Southeast Elite. Dude, he took advantage of the opportunity. Why? Every college coach was in there to see Ernest, the big fella in the middle, Ernest Uda. And then next thing you know, it's like he performs on the big stage against some of the higher level guys.
Mm-hmm. You know what I peeped, and me and Bryce had this conversation. Kids that play AAU basketball, they are the main ones that perform well in those type of atmospheres at team camp. Yes, and it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter whether you play for a sneaker circuit team or an independent program. But you also got to look at it from the other side too. And again, just to give credit to a lot of some of these high school coaches, they, you know, when both the kid can perform on the stage with the high school coach, as well as then turn around and give similar effort from what they do with the AAU guy, and then morph that
into some team camp mentality, I mean, those guys do well because they understand what's the urgency, what's at hand, and a lot of the things other kids may not experience. You know, if you're playing for a travel team and that coach and organization is only concerned about y'all winning titles, you know, I've seen kids that I've watched in some other events that I go, yo, whatever happened to you dunking on everybody? I guess that doesn't work when you have to play against some goons, you know, and how do you how do you end up playing again against some quality guys because your AAU program doesn't help you correlate because you don't want to go get beat or you don't want to go get it. You want to go compete against other teams.
When we had Umar Rashid last year, there will be some games where we were like, man, I don't know if it's the game for him.
Yeah.
But eventually he got used to that level of basketball where you playing the Stars, you playing Upward Stars, Georgia Stars, you're playing good independent teams. When he came back for his senior year of high school before breaking his ankle, this dude would have been probably player of the year because he was so used to playing those high-level games.
Competition. Yeah.
When he came back, he was like, man, I can cook. I'm cooking. Like you could tell his confidence was. He would text us after the game like, "Yo, I had 20 and 10 and 5 blocks. Like this ain't nothing." You see him dunking and you know what I mean, shooting fadeaways, and so that the travel ball is really essential to the high school because you see so many different types of players. You see physical and strong players and super tall players. Like you see 7-footers and 6'10" guys, and then you're not necessarily worried about it as much because you've played them before.
And
high school was not that big of a deal.
And to add on to that, and I've said this, the reason for the success of the Georgia Basketball Coaches Association event is you have a basketball community in Georgia. There is a basketball community that will help each other. They may not always agree because let's be real, we're all human beings, but they will certainly do anything they can. As Bryce mentioned earlier, you know, the young kid, like, nah, he didn't play for you, but you're still gonna clap for him. You still gonna salute him because
I text him today. I said, "Congrats, bro."
No question.
I said,
and
like,
you don't always have that in other states.
Yeah.
You don't always have that. It's a crab-like mentality. And I even had a coach in Florida, a high school coach, was like, yo, they love the event because there was no hating. There was no like, yo, this squad got this, that squad got that. I'm gonna hate on them because they got these kind of kids, blah blah blah. Like they was thrilled to be in a space where they can just come out and play basketball and not have to worry about the nuances of this thing. And it does say something about Georgia and its basketball community. Again, there's some things that need to be fixed. You know, even EYA Sports has asked, you know, something that we all probably as human beings trying to figure out is where some of the change go, where some of the money go. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we could have a whole podcast on trying to figure it out.
I have no clue.
I don't know. I ain't getting my money, so I don't.
Yeah, when I walked in, I ain't paid a dime. So,
but
you got teams that I mean, forget about just that's not. You know, you're talking about teams having to come in and pay. You know, and again, I don't know what the agreement is or what it is. Listen, I'm not here to try to be investigative. You know, if they need me to do it, I'll do it one day. But that's not what I'm into right now. It ain't my business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's probably a lot. I mean, I don't know how much.
I mean, how much do we think Lake Point charged them?
I would say Lake Point had to charge them a good amount.
Ooh, that's not what I heard.
You don't think so? Got to.
That's not what I heard. Moving right along.
Yeah, I heard
moving right along.
I heard two of
the there was two different prices.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Okay.
Moving right along.
How much is it? I mean, how much is it to rent a whole facility for a weekend of AAU basketball?
Shoot, when I worked at that other spot, you talking about almost Let me see. There
5,000.
was yeah, at least. That's
You
and
gonna-
it all depends on if you use the whole. It all depends if you use the whole thing. Because if you only use one side,
Let me tell you something.
the
About Lake
money's
Point.
different.
Let me tell you something about Lake Point. You don't even need all them courts.
You don't?
No,
Why not?
because you don't. You can use.
You talking about for an AAU event or
Yeah.
no? You need those courts, bro.
I mean, you need them because it's a lot of teams, but all those courts are not going to get covered like the middle
Of
courts.
course, it's not every. But
But wait a minute. On the other hand, too.
Even the top 3 courts,
No,
nobody's watching those games.
listen.
The bottom 3 courts,
I understand.
nobody's watching those games.
I understand what you're saying, but it's no different than these places putting events in a hotel or in a warehouse and putting down floors.
yeah,
And you got court 25. That court 25 ain't gonna get covered. But why are they putting it in there? Because they got 300 teams and they got to figure out where to put them.
yeah,
I get it.
yeah. Because court 25 at the end of the damn.
Right. Because the event that's taking place next weekend, they got the Congress Center.
Yeah,
And they definitely are gonna sit there and have court 25 and everybody gonna think they're getting covered, and they're getting covered by the fluorescent light from above. That's about it.
Yeah. For me, I'd like the intimate environments. You know what I mean? I get it. You gotta have a big courts and shit like that. It's a lot of teams, but
no, I get what you're saying. You
like
want it more closed.
You wouldn't like it if you was at Hillgrove.
why not? You talking about like you talking about like off site. Oh,
Yeah, you wouldn't like it then. You'd be like, hey man, at least put us in the same facility. Just to have a chance to walk over.
Hillgrove is the same thing as playing in the bottom 3 courts at Lake Point. It might be worse.
No.
It might be worse. Let me tell you why. Because if I'm a college coach and I know a team is playing at Hillgrove, that means I know I'm going over there for a purpose to see
True.
that team, that play.
I get that, but I've heard coaches a lot.
You can still at Hillgrove see if you're playing on the main court. You can still see. You can get an idea of how many coaches are watching your game.
True, but I've heard coaches say they don't feel like driving, even though it's 15 minutes away. They would say they don't feel like driving.
Guess what? That's why I don't do, and that's why I say I don't feel like finding his information, bro. Like, what you want me to do?
No. So them walking to court 12 instead of them driving to court 12.
They ain't gonna make it. You know why they ain't gonna make it? Because you gonna stop them 3 times. I'm gonna stop them 2 times.
No, but look,
dap them up. They ain't gonna make it to 12, bro.
Look, the problem too is the fact that I've never been to Vegas. All right, in all my years of doing basketball, I've never stepped foot in Vegas. One day I plan on being there. But what I'm saying is this: I've had coaches go, "Yo, it's hard to get in a car to go to an event out in Vegas because it's like you be in one gym, need to catch the half of another gym, And for some coaches, they just are like, all right, I agree with what you're saying, Locke. They don't want to get in their car, but I also know a lot of coaches, especially some of the guys who just got new positions and some of these guys who are on staffs that they were just let out for the first time. This was good for them because it allowed them to see as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot at one time. Yeah, that's for sure.
Or like even one particular coach, he just kept walking around after he looked at the 22s. Then he said, okay, let me start making my list for 23s, see what kids gonna catch my eye. Because again, they got to do a lot of recon work right now.
They all are gathering information.
Yep.
Catching up.
Yep.
So, but
I saw a lot of
Lake Point popping though. That facility in itself is just, you know what I mean? Just even as a coach, like you got the scoreboard, like it's a different environment. It's cool.
Yeah, and you could sit a few courts away and see the score of another court, and then get an idea.
But what you can't do at Lake Point is sit on one court and watch another court.
I disagree.
Depending on where
Unless you
you
on the
sit.
bleachers.
It depends on where you're sitting. Cause
Not at the bleachers one, not in the middle area. That may
Yeah.
be difficult. But if you go on the outside,
Maybe on the outside. If you
you
go on the
can
outside,
see two courts.
you can
yeah.
see two
You
courts.
can
Because
see two courts.
I think me and you, Fonzo, we watched Alexander on one court, then turned around and watch Osborne.
Yeah. It was
On the outside, probably. Yeah.
Yes,
No, it
yes.
was on the outside.
I give you that.
It was in the outside, and then Osborne was actually playing in the middle last court. They weren't playing in. So yeah, you're able to see the court right next to it if there's no crowd around it.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, do we want to, before we close, do we want to highlight any players?
Man, I'm tired. I'm done.
I want to highlight one.
Rockmart got a 6'10" kid that is fucking.
Who he playing with, bro? Tell him to get off Rome Elite and come over here with the real dogs, man. I've been trying to get him, bro. He bullshit.
I tried to too.
Who the hell is Rome Elite?
I tried to get him.
I've
seen Roma. I've seen Roma Lee.
Now.
I've seen Roma Lee play. Actually, the times that I've seen them, they weren't bad.
He does a great job with them up there, man.
He does.
He just so happened to have a 6'10" kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he does a great job with those
Man,
guys.
they playing in Alabama, they playing in Vegas, they play all over the country. They doing a world tour, bro. Come to the Georgia Canes, bro. We play right in Cobb County. We get you everything you need, my guy. Even though he's not gonna do it.
Ooh, them last two events ain't gonna be in Cobb County.
They gonna be at Emory.
Oh, you will see.
Oh no!
Don't do that to me.
Guess what? I won't be at the second one though, so I ain't worried about it.
Let me see. Hey, I want to shout out this kid down here in Albany. He go to Doherty High School, CS8. Zion Gardner plays with Atlanta Express. He had too many coaches watching him, but the coaches that I informed about him, they came and saw him. They was very intrigued.
Look, Winfred Jordan does a great job shaking the weeds and finding players like that, man.
Oh, he does.
You know, Winfred Jordan, I think, is the king of that. Because when you look at his roster, there's kids you've never seen nor heard of. And next thing you know, them jokers is everything you want and then some.
No,
so salute to that.
Yeah, he can get him. He go get him.
Yeah, there'd be a kid. There's probably a kid right now sitting in Alabama, just minding his business.
Getting those Alabama kids.
Yo, that's just minding his business, sitting on his mama front porch. Next thing you know, he's 6'9", 2 and change, and Winfred got him.
He got some eyes in Alabama, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yo, so tip-off classic this weekend, huh?
Oh, I'm going home. I'm finna enjoy the fourth.
Tip-off classic, man. We playing. We in it.
Well, I see.
They got
some of y'all
got Celtics coming out the gate.
It's a Swanee.
Yep.
Yes, it's Swanee.
Great experience for our kids, man.
At the gate.
Great experience for our kids.
Man. Nah, it ain't no moral victories out here. Great experience. Nah, bro. We want W's, bro. Like
I didn't say I didn't want a W.
I mean, you making it seem like Yeah.
Man, Mikey Williams coming into town.
I've said the same thing every week, all the time. Our kids want to play the best. That's the only way you get to know where you are.
Is this the 2023 team playing the Celtics, or is it your 17U?
Oh shit! You got you got Robert Dillingham versus Mikey Williams at 8:30.
Yes, sir. Denmark High School.
Denmark. Hey man,
I'm there.
Y'all seen Robert Dillingham play?
Yes, sir.
I might. How much they gonna charge for that? $35 to get in?
25.
I ain't mad at them though.
No, you can't be.
Don't let them gas you. No, you ain't gonna gas me, dog.
Hey, Dre, we
keep
gonna
that same energy, man.
we gonna get Georgia Canes. We're gonna get Georgia Canes man up game during live period.
Hey, first of all, Dre is a big dude, so he's full of gas.
Wow,
That's your second gay. Never mind.
That was no gay statement.
My no, I think it's a great experience, man. A kid like Jelani Reynolds, we got 2023 that's been playing up 17U all year.
Don't consider that playing up when you start on varsity. Let's go.
That ain't.
Okay. Well,
Let's
I
go.
mean,
Ain't no more playing up. Ain't no more playing up. Everybody
No playing up, bro.
I think it's great for him,
Yeah, I like that, Alfonso.
for him to get a matchup against Caleb Banks. Like, can't ask for nothing better than that. That's a great matchup for him.
No, not at all. But like, you know what I mean? Now, if it was a JV kid playing up 17s, yeah, that's playing up. You know what I mean? But when you starting on varsity at a pretty good program,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The
Ain't no-
defending state champ,
Yeah,
ain't no playing up, baby. We all on the same page.
Facts.
The only
Great.
difference,
Hey, man, I just feel like it's
is the classes they take.
great opportunity, man. We're gonna have gonna have a great opportunity. We're gonna have a great opportunity to go out there and show what we can do. We got some guys that's really excited about it. So get a chance to showcase. It's always good to play in games that matters, man. It's good for us as a program.
Absolutely.
People use it against you if you aren't able to get these games, if you don't have enough juice to get one of these games, people use it against you, man.
Unfortunately, they do. Obviously, you know, sometimes it's about access, and if you don't have access to certain things, people try to act like you don't got nothing.
Well, that's why I ain't going out there.
You just getting them ready for next weekend.
I don't have access. I don't have access at the tip-off classic. I usually get bumped off the TV games and all that. So
Dang.
I'm gonna enjoy my holiday weekend and eat my glizzies on the couch.
Yeah, I just have a question. Which uniforms are you guys playing in?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, y'all gonna whip out the Jordan creamsicles? Because them things is nice.
The orange ones.
Yes.
Yeah, them things is hard. But, I don't know, because I kind of let the younger kids wear the orange ones. We'll see. But we got the white ones too, and then we got the green ones. The green one's the OG greens, right? So I kind of might have to probably go. I'll probably go white and green, you know what I'm saying? And we'll see. Maybe do the orange for the second or third weekend or something like that.
Hey, it depends. It depends on how they're playing.
Because how hard they play, honestly. If they play hard, I'm going to give them what they want.
Bryce will pull out the uniform from 4 years ago.
I keep the throwbacks in the trunk. So if we playing at 10 o'clock and you giving me bullshit effort, them throwbacks is coming out the trunk. The flimsy joints.
Are the numbers still the same? That's all I care about. Are the numbers still the same, or do we have
all
to
the
go?
numbers, all the numbers are the same.
All right, cool. As long as I gotta go look at the score sheet to see who's wearing what, and it'd be wrong.
All the numbers are the same. And
that's going to happen all live. Period.
I do a good job writing everybody's name in too. I don't scribble it down, so I try to make sure everybody's name, you know what I'm saying, first and last name in there.
Which dude, that's so helpful for the kid as well as people like ourselves.
Parents understand, man. We here to serve and help, and
no question.
Find us in the parking lot, man.
And with that, we gone.
Yeah, I'm done. Gotta watch the rest of
this. Yeah. Hey man, that's our show.
Hey man,
that's our show, man. We appreciate y'all.
Home team fun zone.
Appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm looking forward to it.
We're gonna get busy. You may or may not get a podcast next Thursday. It depends on what these schedules look like for live period. So, but bear with us. We'll let y'all know. Hey man, until next week. Love the Game Podcast. We out.